It still does actually rear its head. Like, people get mad about stuff for no reason whatsoever. On point, I played HighGuard yesterday, which released yesterday. Free-to-play game.
And that's from the studio that made Apex Legends, yeah?
Right. And it's like, the Apex Legends, they did a shadow drop. Do you remember that? Is that what they called?
I remember,
stealth release?
Yeah, where they were like, here's the reveal for our game, Apex Legends. Also, you can get it right now. It was one of those shadow drops. You never know if a shadow drop is going to go well or if it's just going to kind of go, Meh.
How the fuck did they convince EA to do that? That was really cool.
It was really cool. And that was one that I feel like really benefited because you could see it and go, I'm kind of interested. Also, here, go play it right now and see if you like it. They had, that kind of thing. It almost says they've got more faith in the game than these long hype campaigns before release, right?
Yeah.
Because they trust that you'll see it, you'll try it, and you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of just like building up this huge, FOMO in advance to make you buy it.
I love it. I love when they do those press conferences, like even for technology products. Like another one that did it really well was the mobile game Fallout Shelter. When Todd Howard got up and he did a bunch of stuff, and here's this mobile game. And it would be one of those things, I think, that if they announced the mobile game and then let the audience like ruminate and form their own opinions of what it's going to be or what it could be, they probably would be mad at it. But they said, no, it's already out and go play it right now. Right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess in support of your theory there, HighGuard, the Apex Legends Studios new game.
Can I give a trigger warning here? What we're about to talk about will make no sense to anyone that doesn't follow video games. We're going to describe a consumer reaction that has no justification and makes no sense whatsoever. Go ahead.
Okay, so their new game was actually announced as part of the Game Awards. Specifically, it was the last game announced. It was like they had the whole show. You go through the whole however many hours it was of the show. And then there was like, and one more thing. Right, at the very end. And they revealed HighGuard.
You know when you go see your favorite band at a concert and they don't play the song that they're known for, and then they leave the stage and everyone's like, okay, come back and play the song now.
It was like, no, get back here. Very funny, but get back here.
This last slot in the Game Awards is kind of like that. It builds up a lot of hype and a lot of anticipation, which is completely generated by the audience and not based on any kind of reality or fact. So they had this last slot and they played the first look at this game, HighGuard.
And it wasn't Half-Life 3.
And that's exactly it. It wasn't Half-Life 3. And the weird thing is, it's like, that is itself not speculation. People are saying this. It's like, well, we were hoping for either Half-Life 3 or we were hoping for Skyrim 6 or whatever, Elder Scrolls 6.
And it wasn't that, so fuck you.
What is the fucking story with that?
Well, it's been, if anything, I think this has been kind of a defense of the Apex Legends release strategy for the studio, because they were like, if we just hadn't shown this trailer and we had just put the game out and said, here it is, guys, have a great time, people wouldn't have had this weird set of malformed expectations.
Right. They wouldn't have gotten huddled in a group for something they didn't know anything about and then formed expectations based on basically nothing at that point. Or based their opinion of it on what it wasn't. It wasn't Half-Life 3 or it wasn't Elder Scrolls 6, right?
Right.
And then people get upset about it. Now the game is out. I played it yesterday. I had a blast playing it. It's like, if you like Apex Legends, how can you not like this game? It's like an objective-based, medieval, fantasy-based Apex Legends. I had a blast playing it. Of course, I get to admit, I do like objective-based games more so than just free-for-all, kill the people in front of you, and that's all that you do.
Yeah, I mean, you liked Apex Legends. You liked that a lot, but it is nice to have like a goal in mind that is, sort of like something a little bit more constructive than kill that guy.
I do love Battle Royale though, and that's what Apex Legends the main thing was.
Yeah.
Then they had their like 3-on-3 match, and I like that as well. But one of the things I love about Battle Royale is whether or not you realize it, they introduce things that turn into like little mini quests and choke points, like care packages and stuff like that, where people rushing for certain things. And of course, then the ever shrinking arena that you're in. This is like, it's crazy. It combines almost everything. Like you're trying to essentially do a raid. It's kind of like Apex Legends to me meets Shadowrun.
Shadowrun?
Yeah. Meets League of Legends a little bit. Never played League of Legends. I know that comes for gamers with a lot of weight for people who play that game, for the toxicity of the people that played it, but it does seem like you're trying to capture a base and capture choke points and then raid their base and get in their base and get to these generators and try to knock out the generators. But all along the way, it's so fast paced that if you don't get certain things done, like if you don't plant this sword, which then breaks the shield to get into the enemy base, then it basically turns into an overtime where you just have nobody has any respawns and you kill everybody. It turns into a team deathmatch thing.
Right.
So it's great. So it's like every different stage, there's different phases to it. One is where you're gearing up and you're like kind of in the open world and you have mounts and you can go, you'll love it because there's horses and you can like ride horses from one location to another. And then it turns into when somebody gets the shield breakers, Stormbreaker or whatever it's called, Stormbringer. It's a sword that then you have to plant in front of their base, which then breaks their shield so that you can go in and raid their base. But that's in a big open field. So then you're trying to deliver essentially this package, like plant the bomb kind of a thing. So you get all these different objective games within one match. And it's great. And then you turn into like a defense, where if they break your shield, then you're defending your generators, or you're trying to raid their base and take out their generators. And then I've played like probably 6 or 7 matches. They go really quick. And then there's another thing where you can just kind of like short circuit everything and take out the heart of the base as well. I'm having a blast. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, then you will be surprised to know that it is mostly negative on Steam.
Well, but Metacritic is not, though, right?
Well, Metacritic, there's only a few reviews that have scored on Metacritic. A lot of them right now are reviews in progress, right? Because this is a game, it just came out. People, including reviewers, are just starting to play it. But what is out and what's scored is positive. They're like, yeah, it's not perfect, but a pretty good game. I think a lot of the negativity on Steam may come from optimization issues and some sort of performance-based issues. But I think a lot of it is also baggage.
Baggage is a great word. Do you feel like sometimes we as a culture, I mean, people who play video games, for whatever reason, people start to bandwagon or dogpile on something, and people weirdly get invested in something not working.
Right, like their emotional well-being involves making sure this thing is universally hated.
And it's a weird thing when you talk about this, because people get upset when you talk about it, but it keeps happening over and over again. It's been going on forever, and people like to pretend like it doesn't exist, and yet how can we not acknowledge that this exists within that culture?
Well, it's not... Let's say it's not exclusively related to video games. It might also be just part of online discourse.
Yo.
Hey man, what's going on? What's good?
You got high this week? You look like you got high this week.
Nah, man, I guarded that shit.
Nah, but guarding is getting high, bro.
Bro, that game is...
Guard nutters!
Oh, dude, that...
Can we get much higher? Can we get much higher?
So did you get high this weekend?
Oh, I got high,
yeah,
baby.
man. I was going to call you a fucking pussy for not getting high.
Oh, I got high. I got so high. I can't get much higher, baby. We in. We guarding up.
I was sitting there waiting for the thing to start, and I'm like, I feel like this is going to be a mediocre to bad game that is going to be absolutely spiked into the fucking earth by the fact that it was the last video at the Game Awards. The expectations / mockery available are so high. Guard.
So you start that like, I was expecting this, and you describe reality, and I'm waiting for the but.
Oh, that game's trash.
That is, there you go. Okay, all right.
That game's like, so it's mid.
It's not trash. I disagree that it's trash, but it is the forgettable 4. It's not doing anything that I particularly find interesting, and it bothers me by what it does do.
So I disagree with you very strongly on that.
Okay.
I do not think the problem with HighGuard, and I'm going to say it like that every time, is that
HighGuard.
it is not doing anything that I'm interested in. I think the problem of HighGuard is that it wants to do literally every interesting thing from every multiplayer game I have played over the past 10 years, and it does all of them kind of bad.
Okay. So
they make you do the tutorial in that game. They make you before you get into a match, and I can fucking see why. Because there are like 5 different multiplayer shooters in there,
and then it doesn't go on like it does the tutorial, but then there's like watch this video to explain a bit more. And yes,
which should have been in the tutorial,
and that the intro video at the TGAs is not quite giving you what exactly this game is, and when you see what it is, it's so confusing.
It is a mess.
Okay.
Of ideas. It is a soup with 100 ingredients that tastes like nothing.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. What it is at its core is running around a giant empty map with 5 other people in it, scraping to find things. But
so 5 people on your team, right?
No, 2 on your team and 3 on the other team.
Bro, I was like loading in, and I think I saw someone in chat say it, and then I looked up at the little party list.
Yeah,
and it's like, this is 3v3.
Like it feels like you're loading into a game of Night Rain. But then another team loaded into Night Rain as well, and you have to go find them and beat them while you're on the Night Rain map.
So we need to.
It's crazy.
I have you ever play something and then you're just bubbling with development suspicion?
I mean,
like where
yeah. Every time I see a bug, the fucking numbers go. Like I see.
Before we get to development suspicion, we need to describe what the game actually is to those of you who may or may not know. Because it's HighGuard, has many mechanics.
It came out, first of all.
It's out.
It came out, and
so
my
you know what? Congrats, thumbs up.
My guess, as with others, was the reveal being so awkward at the TGAs, or not so awkward, but it was just you showed it off, and then everyone was getting excited for a thing that seemed to bring about some Titanfall 3 energy, and you showed off horseback guns, and people were pretty underwhelmed with that reveal.
They were.
And then it felt as if it were supposed to be, and it's out right now.
So that is the case.
It literally turns out that's the case.
Actually, Jeff Keighley was like, "No, can I show it?" And they're like, "Okay, Jeff." But the actual plan was supposed to be that yesterday or the day before morning that it was going to come out, and it was going to blast a bunch of social media stuff.
Shadow drop.
And out now. And that stuff still happened. They didn't change the lead up at all. They actually just waited until the day of launch to put out a bunch of videos.
And they the thing that came out was also saying that because it worked well for Apex, so they wanted to sort of do it again here. That was in the interview. In the Apex case, that I remember that being mostly defensive against Fortnite stealing mechanics.
Apex came out like that for 2 reasons. One, it was fucking Fortnite was stealing everything. But 2, isn't that game made by fucking EA? Don't they have infinite resources to let you know about Apex
once it's
everywhere
after it's out? And this is, I guess, some of the former team, right? Ex Respawn folks.
So
and so you kind of get to this, and I mean, I'm not gonna be able to pull all the different shooter things that it's doing from its sources. Okay, but I can feel them. As you're putting walls up, and as you're mounting, and as you're going from one phase into another. You can feel these are coming from places.
So you load into your HighGuard tutorial, and it's like, hey man, you can run and you can jump and you can shoot.
You can slide. You can Titanfall slide.
You can do regular shooter things, and the controls on controller seem pretty solid. They felt pretty good. The frame rate felt terrible, just god awful. I had to turn everything down all the way to the lowest I could on my 4090 to get like a good, like solid frame rate. Just ridiculous.
I booted up on console because I didn't feel like doing the fucking. I installed the PC version and it was like, hey, you didn't.
You don't have secure boot.
Your secure boot thing is and it's like, here's the instructions to do that, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do all this for the bit.
I did that ages ago.
Okay.
First up, you can hit rocks with your pickaxe melee weapon to gain currency to buy from a trader like a MOBA. On top of that, if you don't have money to buy from the trader at the MOBA, you can go to Apex chests.
Yes.
and you can get guns from Apex Legends that have been retrofit for this game.
Go do the mining game for the currency and go to the shop. Exactly right. Or Apex chests are out there in the big map.
Got, gray, blue,
purple,
green, purple, usual.
Pick one.
But then
armor up.
What you're doing is you're defending a base. And when you start, what you're going to do is you're going to use your wall strengthening icons to make a couple of walls around your base really strong, so people can't break through. But what they're doing is that they're going to have 2 points to blow up on either side of your base that you have to blow up both, or 1 point in the middle that you have to blow up.
But it takes longer.
It takes a little longer, but not nearly longer enough.
But it's
in the middle to blow it up.
And you've also got on the larger map, besides the bases, you've got the zip lines.
Yeah,
so
go
that
fast.
You can zip it back into the action or respawn abilities and things.
Now, Wooly, so you get out into the map and you start to get into the gear up phase, which is actually listed at the top of the screen as gear up for like 2 minutes. And what you're doing is you're rummaging around your half of the map, and you're running around on your horsey or your bear to open up chests and mine for loot so that you can gear up for the ensuing conflict. Like Apex, right?
Sure.
Now, the maps are absolutely enormous. They're so enormous compared to the player size that I have a sneaking suspicion the mounts were added after the player size was locked down, because there's no fucking way.
No, I don't think so. I think it's not that the mounts were added later. I think that's part of the design, since it's the whole horseback integration is a big part of everything. I think it was meant to support more players, and for
whatever reason.
Perhaps just like the stability or whatever the case is, they're like, we got to do this with 6 people. And in a giant Apex style map where everything's closing in and so on, obviously it
is kind of a line. It's kind of like a blood gulch, kind of like, one base at the end of each side.
And the rhythm of those games is that like action is far and few in between at first, and then it ramps up and gets more and more.
Right.
And and here, by making it so that it's made so that like that happens as well, but it's the different modes having you spawn closer and closer to the action to make it replicate, I guess, that feeling of like you're getting into more gunfights as towards the end of the timer,
Yeah. So how does this play out? So there's a reverse flag that shows up. It's called the shield breaker, and you need the shield breaker to break into the opposing base. So, a couple minutes in, it'll go, oh, the shield breaker's right here. And go grab that and bring it to the enemy base so you can break in. So what you do is now you're playing Capture the Flag. So you started by playing Rainbow Six Siege, by building up your base. But the only thing you could do is reinforce walls. You couldn't do any of the cool stuff you do in Siege. Then you went out to scrounge up to play Apex, but the loot drops are actually really boring. And they're all just rarities, and that's it.
Or you did your MOBA deadlock mining and currency exchange.
You got currency to buy it.
Yep.
Now you're playing Capture the Flag in reverse, right? So you grab the flag and you bring it to the enemy base, and you get into the enemy base. And once you're in the enemy base, you're now playing Counter-Strike. Right?
The raid phase.
Now you're trying to break in and set up the bomb.
Yes.
And all that.
So now everyone is spawning either just outside the enemy base or inside your base, and the whole fight is taking place in this.
Right.
Yeah.
So all of these are done significantly less interesting than their contemporaries, but there's 5. You do 5 different types of games in one game. But my experience was leaving the base, gearing up like to a blue, getting to the shield breaker. One team instantly wipes out the other team in like a single firefight. Then it takes 20 plus seconds for the team to respawn, at which point the team with the shield breaker is already inside the base. At which point the defending team loses in about 2 minutes. And the matches are so short that no one gets their ult once.
Okay. I had a match that lasted quite a while. And I got my ult like 3 times.
Oh, wow.
And it was just a matter of chasing around the giant map to figure figuring out where to go and what was going on was taking some time. But I managed to get it multiple times. But yeah, the phase where everyone rushes the base or whatever, we had someone on the team that like put a quick respawn ult, I guess was their ability. Like tentacles that you could spawn out from quicker. So that meant people could get back up faster and change the rhythm of things.
I see somebody in the chat saying I saw people with longer matches. I don't know what was going on with Pat's matches. I can tell you, if there's a clean sweep, if all 3 people of one team survive and take out the whole other team in one firefight at the shield breaker, it is wildly difficult to come back from that because there is no contestedness to stop you from just walking into the base.
My match lasted like 40 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So there was a whole bit of back and forth with got some of their points down. Now we go back and got the shield breaker over there. Now we're raiding. And so I'm back and forth and back and forth. And in the meantime, I again, whatever the mechanics are pulling from, all I can comment on is like, hey, I think horses are cool. I love horses in video games. I'm a big fan when they feel great to use, and I don't have any issues with this horse here, but it ain't a robot.
No, man.
It ain't.
It's not.
It's a fast way to get around the map, I guess, ultimately, but like, as far as designing the whole thing around it goes, I'm like, you jump on and off like Torrent. It ain't like a strong enough concept to build a whole identity around. It's a strange way to go.
Hear about a fancy achievement me and I think Asna also
I think I heard
where we loaded into a game and the other team all disconnected within 30 seconds. At which point, we unlock the achievement Protocol 3. Win a raid in under 12 minutes with one member of your team never dying.
Nice.
So I think the funniest thing is
Protect
think
the pilot.
would have gotten that achievement on all of the matches we played.
Mm-hmm. Because they all went like that. Wow. Yeah. Okay. I did not at all have... it was a much longer situation going on there. There's a thing that I'm hesitant to whenever I see a fantasy thing and I get a little bit of that, like, okay, are we doing anything interesting here? The mixture of fantasy and guns can be done in an interesting way. Nothing I saw here particularly spoke to me. I just... I was already sad. I remember when Apex was revealed and I was sad about the fact that wasn't what I wanted it to be. Yeah. That wasn't more Titanfall. But I'm like, okay, there's some characters here and I can find something to gravitate to, I suppose. And I really didn't see anything here between the sword, the shield breaker, the overall.
Yeah, no, they all look. They're like Temu Apex characters.
I don't know what the word is to describe, like, just it's just a blend of everything, and thus nothing is distinct. It's, the thing,
has no identity at all.
Well, so the thing we say about the, like, frame, war, like, face, like,
absolutely,
like
but this is like the actual feel.
The game
too.
Yeah, so we make fun of that for titles, just grabbing two words and sticking them together to make a generic, forgettable game name. But this is the feeling of it in the game itself. I just
it's 5 different genres combined to make kind of nothing.
Well, it came out, and there it is.
Like, that's, and like, if this had not been the last reveal at the Game Awards, it would still have a mostly negative review, but like, we wouldn't be talking about it. We wouldn't even think about it. We wouldn't have probably even heard about it. So I guess that works out for them at all as well.
I mean, there is a gamble that is like, yo, can we get some players to come from all walks of online shooters? Can we get Siege people and MOBA people, and can we convince people to jump over from Counter-Strike and everywhere? Can we pull them all in? I
feel as time goes on, I feel like Cliff Bleszinski is actually one of the smartest guys to ever be in the business, despite the fact that he's like a moron, scumbag, like possible thief. The fact that he was standing around for Lawbreakers going, well, every really big genre has room for like 3 games.
Yep.
The really gigantic one, and then like the second one that's not quite as popular, and then the third one. And like, people who play Fortnite aren't looking for a different game to play other than Fortnite, because they fucking play Fortnite. And if they don't, they probably play PUBG. That shit is donezo.
But at the same time,
whatever.
But at the same time, if something comes along and has enough, like, 1, visual pizzazz or thematic pizzazz, and 2, like, enough of you're blending things we already know and I'm familiar with this and it's working. So Deadlock, for example, is something that comes along.
I played it during my HighGuard stream.
Okay.
I went back to it.
Because Deadlock is an example of something that's like, nope, it's here, there it is, and you recognize everything that's happening here. But that seems to be working.
The amount of juice on display loading up Deadlock compared to HighGuard was so shocking.
Or Rivals, right? Where it's just like, no, we're throwing our hat in the ring, third person, and it's team shooting. You know what it is, push the payload. But it's the characters, it's an art style that's really successful, and it feels fine, feels good,
I think
Simple
MMOs
go.
and MOBAs really show off that distinction the strongest, where it's like, hey, I want to play the oldest MMO ever. Well, here's your World of Warcraft. Hey, I want to play it on my PlayStation. Okay, here's Final Fantasy. Hey, I want to play Dota. I don't really like Dota. Okay, play League instead. Oh, I don't really like it. I want to play it on my console. Okay, play Smite. And that's it. That's the end of the fucking discussion.
Now, the weird part is that, like, popping it on and seeing this start about, like, making these observations and feeling this way, I'm like, I also don't play the genre, so I don't know sometimes if this massive map feeling, for example, is something that, like, maybe there's some people that like this. Maybe there's a game or a genre.
Not a thing.
Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe there's a part of this where, like, no, actually, we like this because this is what, I don't know, Rust felt like or something. There's always that I'm always playing these going like, maybe somewhere else this is coming from somewhere.
So you know what games have big maps? Games like Battlefield that have vehicles in them, but the vehicles are like a significant part of gameplay. But the vehicles only work when a couple of people have vehicles and 50 don't.
Or your whatchamacallit, PUBGs and I was gonna say World War Z, but
so you're going to list a huge amount of games that have way more players in a map than 6 people.
Exactly. That's that's the thing, right?
But you can't have way bigger matches in HighGuard because there's so many fucking mechanics going on at the base defense level that if you had like 10 people inside like the point, it would be a completely unplayable mess. That's why Siege has, 6v6, but everyone dies instantaneously. You don't have a 6v6 on the fucking point in Siege. There's like 2 guys left on each team by the time you get there.
Yeah, I am imagining the, like, let's say you double up and you go 6v6 exactly, or even bigger or wilder. The moment you have to get now spawning into this base assault mode, it just becomes madness. Like, a complete shit show. Also, horseback does not apply to the raid modes. That's more for the open field and thing. Anyway, whatever.
So here's what I don't get. So you know how MOBAs have like little guys that go down the lanes, and then they have the tower to stop you. The map is like built with the 2 bases towards each other. It kind of feels like that, except they removed the little dudes would be there in a MOBA, or the little extra guys that you would shoot in Titanfall, right, for points. And they've replaced them with fucking nothing. Like, with nothing. It is a dead ass empty map.
Yeah, I mean, there's a character that can like make these little demons spawn, and I think they go get you like ammo, and there's an ult that is like another thing that's on the map ultimately. But no, you're just riding around the map, and you might run into somebody. You might run into someone, or you might just mine some ore. You know. It also
feels like fundamentally flawed out of design, because like the only things that push players to interact with each other is the shield breaker, and that pushes all players on the map to interact with it immediately the second that it spawns. Right? There's no like secondary nothing.
And
like when I was mining and getting loot, I didn't see other fucking players. I saw people when I got to the fucking shield breaker.
And this is like their first game, right?
I don't know. The company probably.
Wild
the people
Light? No. But like, because the thought is that new studio, right? People that coming from, of course, that are experienced coming from elsewhere, but new studio, new game idea. Everyone kind of wants it to be a little bit of everything, because that's what you're designing for, something that can drop into the market and hopefully just grab a little bit of everything, you know?
Every single one of those gameplay types could have been a much better game if the other 4 types had been removed.
If you just committed to one.
There are 5. What about 2?
Yeah.
What about 2?
Well, I'll say like Deadlock is let's take a MOBA, but let's make it
let's take a game and make it for freaks that have
let's
lost touch with their humanity.
But instead of like MOBA angle, it's a shooter, you know?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's take the complexity of the MOBA and also add the complexity of the shooter to the MOBA. For absolutely sick freaks.
Or the fact that that game you can be like, I'm going on a side quest to find a mini boss in a room under a building, and
well, I mean that's jungling, man.
I guess
that's jungling.
But it's just like, meanwhile the game continues up here. But no, this is valid too. There's that, and like I mentioned, Rivals is like, hey, what if we just took the camera and put it back here?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm calling you a sick freak, AMD bros.
And also, I will another point to Rivals' favor is not everything and everyone is a gun.
Yeah, that's
and right. It's not about picking up guns or equipment. It's about like your character's kit in particular or whatever, you know.
I saw a video Sejam put out a long time ago. I think it was like 6 months ago. That was like basically like learning Deadlock is like the most miserable experience.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Had.
I remember that one. Yeah,
where he's just like, it is. There are so many things happening, and you lose so hard for so long. He's like, I don't know how anyone without infinite free time is getting into Deadlock. Luckily, if you Steam has a ready supply of guides with infinite free time, especially if it's free.
I feel it sucks that like we are, you know, we're in a place where brand new awesome ideas are exceedingly rare. All you really get is like refining things that already we've been doing and adding enough quality of life and just keeping it basic and addictive, you know, is kind of all you're trying to really do, like perfect, I guess, the existing recipe. But yeah, too much in the gumbo pot, and well, gumbo's meant to be a mix of all things, maybe bad analogy.
Yeah, but you still need core ingredients.
I feel like this is a type of thing you can commit resources to where you don't really get much of an identity, and like you're hoping that the horseback is going to be the identity. It feels like a lot, you know, when you see the mounting the statue pose with the gun and the you know, moments, it's like you're looking for that to be the identity is like not strong enough.
I feel like we're in video games, I think right now that we're at the technical debt era in which like getting nicer things and substantively transformative new like technological experiences is basically done with. We're at the point that like film hit once we had like color and decent cameras and good microphones, and that like we're past the point where you can point a fucking camera into the snow cabin and have a scene going on in the background of Citizen Kane through the window, and everybody loses their fucking mind because they'd never thought to shoot two simultaneous scenes with one through the window in the background, right? That was like the fucking NES and the Super Nintendo and the Genesis level, right? Now we're like, okay, so what is it? Style, narrative, you know, je ne sais quoi, all the little bits. It's less easy to just be like, I mean, when Battlefield came out, it's like, hey, you want to fucking fight in World War II with like 100 fucking players? Holy shit, dude. Yeah, I do.
So, you know what game was like similarly ambitious, I'll say, is Mecha Break, in that it went,
can't believe there's a whole fucking battle royale just fucking hiding around in that fucking game.
It's
good too.
And they've just made them all different modes. Instead of making it's like instead of taking Mash Mac and, you know, capture the whatever point capture and deathmatch and then stratum statty whatever the barrier rush mode or the flag mode. They have all these modes, and then they have the standard modes and remix modes. But like the whole premise of the game is, I don't give a shit. I just want to pilot my robot, man. And does it feel good when I'm in the robot? Yeah. Okay, cool. What do? Am I killing the other robot while I'm on a point that's moving or flying around to capture the flag moment? Or is it a big open space? Whatever. I just want, like, that's all we're trying to do here. Make sure that feels fun. And then the things we're doing that around can change, which is, I mean, also that's what Titanfall is, really.
Yeah.
And it works in that context because, like, you're able to just kind of, and within that too, you also kind of figure out like, oh, people like this mode more than the others, because like the playlist in Titanfall, for example, is like that shit never goes through all the modes ever. Like the first month that game is out, maybe you can try other modes, but then it immediately just falls into fucking the classic deathmatch or point captures. You know, you can't fucking get any other things going. Yeah, I kind of just like you see a much simpler approach in a game like Mecha Break that works out.
Yeah, I have some games that I played this week on Beat the Backlog that are like blank plus blank. And They focused on one tried and true idea and one different tried and true idea. And everyone's kind of trying to chase like the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup of video games. By the way, Bad example. Have you had a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup lately? Me and Paige heard they changed the recipe like 6 months ago.
It's been a while.
And had one. Shit.
Oh, no.
Like shit.
Are you crazy? What?
No, they're terrible. They're shit
They
now.
changed it? That's insane. Man.
Like straight up shit.
I gotta
would
know.
not eat one if you handed it to me.
Because, like, I'm picky about my sugar, but, like, for a long
You'd
time...
be so mad, dude.
Yeah, well, for a long time, I just kind of, like... the branding worked. If I saw an orange wrapper thing, I'm like, yeah, okay, let's run that. Let's try that out. Because I love Reese's Pieces in particular. Fuck, that's stupid. Especially considering there's so many other peanut butter cup, like, imitators that taste way worse. I feel like there's a lot of ones that try and fail horribly.
Shit.
The only other ones that I thought were really solid were the Trader Joe ones.
I never had that.
Those are good. I liked those. But like a lot of them fall flat. So god damn it. That's
god awful. I'm super, super upset about it.
Is this a Canadian thing? Or is it like
I don't know. I think it might be worldwide. God awful.
Fuck.
So we played HighGuard, Wooly. What's your takeaway?
Midgard.
Yeah, I deleted that shit off my fucking computer. I don't give a fuck about that.
I mean, it only.
How many matches you do? How many matches you do? That's the question.
I played for about 40 minutes.
You played one match?
I played one match.
Okay, Wooly. You know how many matches I played?
Yeah.
You want to guess?
5.
I played 3 matches. One was an instant disconnect. Okay? You want to guess how long I played for?
Mm-hmm.
You want to guess?
Well, you said your games went quicker, so does that mean 40 minutes?
40 minutes. Every single person I see spent like 45 fucking minutes with it. And went, I'm not, no. No.
I like the part where I didn't expect it to go as long as it did, and the part where it was like, all right, now comes the next phase, and it was like 30 in, and I was like, oh, this is also like a MOBA deadlock length of time for the match. How long does a game of Siege go for?
It can go for a bit. It depends.
Okay.
It does have a timer on it though. People in chat will be able to answer us. But Rainbow Six Siege matches can go really fucking fast.
Okay.
Like near instantaneously fast. But they can also go to about 25, 30 minutes.
Man.
Oh yeah, it's multiple rounds. That's right. I forgot it's multiple rounds.
Ranked can
attack, defend.
Yes, yeah. You both have to get your shots. Yeah. Okay, so boy, ranked for this would be take a while. Even stuff that like came and went that I spent a bit of time on, like Gundam, the Gundam hero shooter. I don't even remember what it was called. Shit. That one. That was it was fun though. I did enjoy that.
I gotta tell you,
Evolution?
I played a lot of fucking multiplayer games across an enormous amount of genres, and you know what I keep coming back to over and over and over and over? There is a really, really specific sweet spot for how long any given multiplayer match can last for each genre. And for a shooter, it is 10 to 25 minutes is the sweet spot. Anything shorter, you're like, what the fuck? I didn't even get to play compared to the matchmaking.
Okay.
Any longer, and you're like, I'm not going to start a match because I don't want to get stuck here for too long if I'm losing.
So this is the real question inside your statement is, if you're getting stomped out, if you're getting curb stomped, how long must you commit?
Oh, in HighGuard? Not long at all, man. Oh, wow.
Because it felt like I was getting curb stomped because people were just like, well, what are we doing? How are we playing? And then my team came back and blew up the main thing in the middle, and then it was like, oh shit, actually we're fine. Yeah. Okay. It felt
also works for co-op stuff too. That works for a Helldivers mission.
Yep.
That works for a Darktide mission. That works for a Left 4 Dead mission. How long, if I want to sit down and play Dark Tide, how long is one mission going to be? Is it going to be 15 to 25 minutes? Yes. Yes, it is. If I play a Helldivers mission, even if we scrape the whole map for shit, it's like half hour.
And then you got, and then I guess, and the thing is too, is like you got your hero shooter stuff because everyone's got their little ability as well. Their R1, so someone's was like, put up the wall, and you're like, here is your Groot wall, or your, whatever, your basic deflection wall and any other thing. And in the raid phase, then it serves to replace a wall that was blown up on one of the reinforced things on the base. But in this open giant thing, it's a mild inconvenience in the firefight, I guess.
It's like,
and
who gives a shit?
And I saw, I guess, what looked like 8 or 10 characters.
Yeah.
There. Free to play. So the idea is, I'm assuming they're going...
I took a look at the cosmetics too, and
so
they are
this
not
is
inspiring.
this is where I was going. Free to play.
They're not inspiring.
Therefore, you're going to win people over with the aesthetics and the cosmetics because that's where you spend the money, right? And I'm like, I already can't feel... I feel it's tofu in my mouth looking at the game. What are you going to pull people over with to spend money on? Yeah, because What's what do you throw out on top of this? What condiments?
I don't know. Yeah, no, this game is like cooked.
Oh man.
It's oh yeah, I don't know. Somebody needs to point. Somebody pointed out. Thanks, Sci-Fi Brony. Where when I loaded into the tutorial, I don't know if you noticed, but the default gun you start with in the tutorial is labeled missing string, and it has an ammo count of missing string.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, okay.
No. I booted up the PS5 version, and I went to talk to.
It was not a good start. It was not a good start to that experience.
Yeah. There was even the part 2 where it's like, your main arm, sidearm, and then pull out your heavy anti-Titan weaponry.
Oh yeah.
And I just felt like I held triangle to pull out the anti-Titan weaponry, and I kind of went.
Oh, my mistake. The gun was named missing string, missing string, missing string. Wow.
Okay.
What a good one.
Well, anyway. Hey, they brought back what was his name?
Wow.
I kill you, I'm better. You kill me, you're better. The from Apex and Titanfall, and it's the same voice actor from the tutorial guy.
Oh, that's fine.
All right, whatever. Blisk.
That's fine.
Blisk. The guy who's Blisk's voice actor who talks to you in both games is the guy they got for this one.
That's cool.
Okay, well, I'm out here in that lore, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lore? Oh,
yeah.
man.
Did you know Viper had a daughter?
No, man, I did not.
Yeah.
Wait, Viper? Who's Viper?
From
Titanfall?
From Titanfall.
Oh, right, yeah.
His daughter's Valkyrie, and she's a playable character, but she's not inside a Viper. She's not inside a Titan, so she's got
like every character they put out for Apex. You're just sitting around going, oh, "Is this one going to be a pilot?" No.
The closest thing you got is here's a pilot's daughter, and she's got to do all the stuff that he did and say his quotes, but with a jetpack instead of an actual.
And I remember
cool
I was
Titan.
like, does she run on walls like in Titanfall? And the answer was no. It's like, just put that exact character's kit into the game. And then the answer to that, I think, was like, we can't because they'd be too strong. I'm like, yeah, that's the character I want to play.
It's just a different game entirely. And yeah, every day we fall further from God's light with this shit. And by the time Valkyrie dropped, it was just like, can I get crumbs of feeling like I'm piloting a North Star? No, kind of. When she hovers for a little bit, maybe. It's so like
really,
we're battered and bruised in this relationship, man.
I got to have another Apex moment where I'm sitting around going, oh man, and somebody says, oh, what about Apex? And I go, I don't want to play Apex in a team. Like, you can play Apex solo now. It'll still cue you into a team match, but you'll start the match solo. I'm like, I don't mean that. I obviously don't mean that. Why does everyone get confused every time I see that? Yeah. I just want a fucking solo queue. God damn it.
Yeah. And I think too, just to say that, like, I always, as someone who often is like, yo, try new things, etc. And you're seeing this again, this gumbo game here, but it's a new IP. It doesn't actually have to be like, I love robots and I love wall running and speed and all the cool shit, and it just comes together in a really dope way that makes it feel fun to eject out of your both titans and grapple each other in the air and fucking, it's sick. But it doesn't have to be robots. It doesn't have to be any of that stuff, like, realistically, right? Like a shooter could come along that feels that good to move and play, that is completely differently themed, that has a completely different thing going on, but it's fun in its loop and in what you can do and how the movement goes and all that. That would just as easily capture my heart, right? So every time I'm actually, like, I'm saying Titanfall because I want more Titanfall, but if the devs leave and go work on other shit and it feels super sick and cool and just as fun, I'm all for it, you know? So I don't want this to look like, no, you're obsessed specifically with that IP, because I'm like, nah, once upon a time that IP meant nothing. You know, and it came out and it was cool. So other IPs can come out and be cool, but not if it doesn't feel like much is going on with it.